Big Boy's
Big
Neighborhood.
Boy.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to have this man back in the neighborhood.
Yeah, man.
And that is John Cena.
It is an honor to be back.
John Cena,
It's been
man.
way too long.
How
Thank you.
are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man.
Man, you looking good.
What a hell of a ride.
I know it has been,
It's
huh?
having fun.
Yeah, I'm talking about for me, but it's been for you too, huh?
For both of us, I guess.
Man, so how are you feeling, John Cena?
I feel great.
Really? Man, because I know that you injured your
I,
shoulder badly.
Yeah. I had some complications with my shoulder. They required some pretty extensive surgery, and I'm back, man.
How long have you been out?
About 3 months.
Oh, man, how hard is it, John Cena, for you being in the WWE so long? How hard is it to actually be on the so-called sideline?
It sucks, man.
Yeah.
It sucks, especially with the build-up to WrestleMania, which you just had.
Right, and that was the biggest WrestleMania since what? Ever, damn near?
Since ever.
Ever, bro.
Yeah, over 100,000 people out
101,000
there.
in AT&T Stadium, and man, I was going to do whatever I could to try to be part of it, and I snuck in there.
Yeah, as you should, brother. You know what I'm saying? And did you think, like, man, they can't pull this off without my being here?
No, I absolutely knew they could pull it off without me being
Right.
there. I just, you work so hard, and I was really proud of what I got to accomplish in 2015. And WrestleMania is kind of like the end of our calendar year.
Right.
It's almost it's not like a team getting eliminated from the playoffs. It's just like a team getting like disqualified from the playoffs almost. Like, hey, yeah, you're good, but we're just going to sit you out there.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I just really wanted to be there. But I knew they would have it without
How
me.
bad was the injury? Did they really have to, like, break your
Yeah,
shoulder
it was,
to repair your shoulder?
I had a torn rotator cuff, so people are familiar with that injury a lot in sports. So they broke it and restructured it.
Damn.
And this is where it gets a little medical. The humeral head of the bone that goes into the ball and socket, like the round part, was not round. It was severed flat. So they had to take some stem cells from my hip and try to grow the cartilage back. And that was the thing that they're most concerned about. Like, hey, is your shoulder okay? Like, it's got that cartilage.
Is
has
it
to grow.
okay?
I feel pretty good, man.
Was this your most painful injury?
No, this was
Dude,
just
my shoulder hurt from you saying it.
This is a one where it happened so close to WrestleMania, and I know when the surgeon was like, hey, you're going to be out for 9 months. And usually I'm like, okay, that kind of means 6.5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, man, it's got to mean 3. I got to try to get this to mean 3. This is gonna suck. And it really did. It was a lot of long hours of therapy. It sucked, but it paid off in Dallas.
Right, man. How good did that feel just coming out there, man?
Spectacular.
Now,
and
The
I got to
Rock,
be out there with The Rock.
Yeah, man.
What the hell?
Like, that couldn't have been better.
Now, does that push you faster to where, because people speculate, well, he came out, he helped The Rock, something's going down. Are you still taking your time with the injury?
I don't take my time with anything.
I heard that, brother.
So, I mean, I'm really trying to get back in a regular capacity. I obviously got to beat the path for American Grit. We got an awesome show coming up. So I'm doing whatever I can to promote that. And it's competition reality.
Yeah,
so
man.
you're going to see 16 competitors vie for a grand prize of up to $1 million.
John Cena, WWE, y'all, it's like super duper fans. And I remember one time, man, we were hosting something with the WWE, and we had to be there like 5 in the morning because we were doing a morning show, and it was people, men, everybody, like, they were laying in a lobby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you get people still like in the lobby? Do they chase your car down when you're leaving the arena?
No, they do. And, there was a period in my life where I would look at them like, what the hell are you doing? To be quite honest, the only time I get pent up is when they put somebody's health or safety in danger.
Right.
If they step out
Knocking
into
somebody
traffic,
over.
or if they're dragging their kid along. Like, I get it. That's a testament to the impression we leave on people, man. Like, it took me a different perspective to see, like, wow, these people are so invested in what we do. That couldn't be more flattering that we're actually doing a pretty
Have you
decent job
met?
at.
Now, there's a lot of fans, but do you have that one moment or a super fan that you can have a recall where, like, I couldn't believe this one? Because you've seen everything. You've seen tattoos.
Yeah,
You've seen
and the biggest thing is like places where rapport isn't necessarily established. The locker room in a gym.
right.
When you're actually going to the bathroom.
Right.
And someone would either look
You
over
don't get
at,
somebody that say, "Can I hold your penis?" Do you?
they will look over at you and begin to talk wrestling, but essentially you're in a pretty compromised position.
Right.
So, but like I said, I went through a phase where I was pretty much offended that happens, but now I understand that as soon as I leave my house in the morning,
feel like you belong to the people. Like,
But
how
I
do you
do.
turn the John Cena switch off?
the cool thing is, and the great arc of my career is there's no switch.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
man.
I just get to be me, and I've evolved. You guys have seen me a bunch. You guys saw me in the beginning. I've come up here in many different outfits today. I'm in my Wall Street outfit.
Hello.
But it's just one of those things where I get to be me, and I guess that makes me handle the situations easier.
Man, now, this is Head, and Head is a wrestling fanatic.
Who
You know what I'm
doesn't
saying?
like anything but loves wrestling.
Yeah.
I can just speculate that Head's probably not a John Cena fan.
Yeah, nah.
Are
I'm
you?
a big John Cena fan.
You're for real?
Yeah, I think I met you one time on the airplane.
Yeah,
in
of course you
Tampa.
remember this.
No, he's not gonna remember. But I was with OG Muggs, and I met you on the airplane, and they had to talk for me because I couldn't really. This was years, long.
You were too nervous to talk?
long long time ago. But yeah, basically like
That's
that.
sweet.
But like I'm a big fan or whatever. But I know a lot of people don't know this. You grant a lot of wishes for Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah, man.
And like I think you hold the record for the most wishes. Like, what is that like for you? Like somebody's last wish. It's
To
because
meet
I always
John
want to know
Cena.
that. Like I always want to
Well,
ask you that.
First of all, my goal is for that not to be their last wish.
Right.
And my goal is to provide the hope and happiness that'll give them time. And I've seen it happen, and it's a wonderful thing. It's the same as the kids here today. Like kids, like you're excited.
Hell yeah, I'm excited.
This is good, man.
They don't get excited over nothing.
It's a good feeling to be able to do that for people. And oftentimes when this blur of a roller coaster moves too fast, you lose perspective on that. I have a great perspective of that now. And as long as Make-A-Wish will allow me to be part of what they'll do, I'm going to do it, because it's like a kid saying, yeah, of all the things I could do, I would like to kick it with John Cena.
That's great.
That's the coolest thing ever.
Do you have a favorite, like a moment where you were like in your career that was like, man, this is a favorite moment for John Cena?
I think it was that turn, and to be quite honest, it was the beginning of my relationship with Nicole when I kind of started to look at life a little bit different. Was like, man, you don't work and you've never worked. Like you really need to understand this is a blessing, and you really need to be fortunate for everything you have. It's not that I wasn't fortunate. I guess I was always so driven. I didn't take time to see like the impact. And as we grow more and more as a global company across the world, like we'll go anywhere and people will be so bananas to see us. It's a cool feeling, man. It's a cool feeling. And to be able to everybody's like, I'm sure you and the folks in the inside baseball community are like, when is he going to turn into a bad guy? The ability to inspire is such a powerful thing, and it goes beyond finance. Like the ability to just send that message of never give up out there, which is why I love what I do in WWE, man.
We see you wrestle. You're wearing shorts, T-shirt. You could pretty much walk out the arena wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
Was there something earlier that we didn't see or we don't remember, like before the shorts and the T-shirt?
Yeah, it was those tights and boots.
Oh, you did tights and boots as well?
Yeah, I did. Heck
Do
yeah,
you
I
remember
did.
that, Head?
Oh, yeah, I
Tights and
remember that.
boots?
Yeah, that was
remember all
around
that.
2002.
Really?
Yeah, and I still have all those boots and all those wrestling. I used to wear like the home team's colors. If I was in Detroit, I'd wear red and white for the Red Wings. If we were in
That's cool.
Green Bay, I'd wear mustard and green for the Packers. Yeah, so I would just travel with a bunch of gear, and I would wear the home team's colors.
So now you just throw on like shorts and you good to go. You'll go grab a Cena shirt from merchandising and
But to be quite honest, like everything I do has great thought behind it, and even then it had thought behind it. Like a lot of these guys are superstars. Yes, they look and act like superstars, but I can't. Like I would have to buy a set of underwear and tall leather boots if I wanted to emulate my favorite superstar. I wanted to really be attainable to the people. And if I look like you or like you or like you, then you literally can put on your shorts, your ball cap, and your T-shirt. And be like, I'm John Cena.
Yeah.
Like it becomes an attainable
That's awesome.
goal, and it worked. Like people attach themselves to me either very positively or very negatively because I'm extremely identifiable. It's not like I'm in another world, and that was a big risk. But I was like, I'll go for it.
Did it ever throw you off when you would hear Cena sucks, or is that just part
That
of
is music to my ears, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's a hot remix.
Right.
That song is way too old anyway.
Man, yeah. I was wondering if you run out like, that hurts my heart a little bit.
Single tear.
Yeah, like flick it off. So how's the relationship going with you and the Queen?
It's going great.
I heard that, man.
She is fantastic. She is truly the love of my life, and
That's
it made me
dope.
see things through a different perspective.
Has
Man,
it been hard
what
on like the
size-
show, like to like reveal so much of the relationship?
You know what? Not for her. I think
Okay.
honestly, I think for her and her sister and her family, they have such a personality for television.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress for me.
I saw that recently you got to hang out with Ice Cube. Was that the first time you guys met?
That was the first, yeah, I got to meet him. Of all places, I got to meet Ice Cube at the Ellen Show.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Yes,
Okay,
that-
See
nice.
how Ellen bring hip hop and wrestling together?
Was there
Man.
any trying to convince him to come on over to like kind of like how Snoop has been down with you guys?
No, I kind of set out something on social. We took a picture in like
man.
a pay-per-view atmosphere, and I kind of blasted him on social saying if he's thinking about coming to WrestleMania, he knows where to find me.
But you've been, man, you cut from a hip hop cloth though. You know what I'm saying? Like
it was the culture that molded my youth, and I think that's what's best about the music. It is a movement and voice, and continues to be, of the youth. And in that, it's just a hip hop culture in general is rebellious by nature. As a teenage kid growing up in a small town, man, I just fell in love with it.
What is there anything that you kind of listening to now?
Quite honestly, the stuff that I'm listening to now, you guys would kick me out of here.
Really though?
Yeah. I still play some hip hop, but it's mostly stuff I grew up with.
Yeah.
Nas, Tribe,
Yeah.
Jay-Z. I do like some Kanye. He makes great music. Eminem and his whole crew are great. I'm from the boom bap era, so I kind of like that. And the birth of gangster rap, like it was great to meet Ice Cube. This is a dude who like molded my youth and taught me to just kind of F everybody. If you believe in something, you stand up for it. Like that's what I took away from that music. And I really think I love the movie Straight Outta Compton because I think that music, that movement gets such a bad rap. And everybody's like violence in music and violence in hip hop. And I think aimless violence for the sense of violence is stupid. But when you see the movie and you see what they went through, and I know it's a movie, but they were just really standing up for themselves. And I heard Cube speak. He's like, it was much better than us grabbing a 9 and go out and killing people.
Real walkie-talkie. That's real talk.
Like it was fantastic to hear that. And if he could reach somebody like me in the mean street of West Newbury, Massachusetts, you just have one street, homie.
Hello.
Yeah, so it was he truly had a message to send with his music.
To a lot of people, John Cena is WWE. Now, when you think about who was that person for John Cena that you looked up to and you say like, man, no, WWE or WWF, this was my guy?
Well, as a young kid, it was definitely Hulk Hogan because I was a young kid growing up in the East Coast in the 80s. But then when I began to look at like the impact of people in the WWE, and still to this day, I appreciate the words, Dwayne Johnson.
Right.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson is so spectacular and continues to move at such a breakneck pace and do stuff that is breaking not just WWE records.
Yeah, man.
He is just on a ship into new waters.
Yeah,
he's finding some.
And
new
you know what? I
territory.
love that dude, but I always try to find a reason to hate on him too.
And honestly, I think that's great because
he too handsome, too tall, too rich. The
Too many
body,
jobs.
he gotta have a bad toe or something. It's gotta be something. Like I always try to figure out. Like when my wife say something, I always try to pick out one of y'all flaws.
And man, is he a fantastic human being? And it's one of those things that, like, I guess when you have so much adversity towards somebody, you kind of gain respect after you beat the crap out of each other. And man, over a 2-year period, did I ever gain respect for his vision of what he wants to do, not only with his life, but how it affects the people around him.
Have you talked to Hulk Hogan since he won that $100+ million?
I have not.
You give me $100 million, I'm not getting into nobody's ring.
Yeah, I think he may be in hiding for a little bit.
Yeah. But that's a good guy with you as well.
Yes.
All right. Now, are you gonna put your sex tape out and see if Gawker can put that out? Or
it would be such a disappointment. to
yeah,
everybody.
we saw. What was the movie, honey? John, are you a veteran as well?
I am not. A lot of people say like, "Oh, you were in the military," and literally that speaks volumes to how dedicated I am to these men and women. When I was out here in Cali, just working a dead end job, took the CHP exam, failed.
Wow.
So that was
your heart and everything was there.
Yeah.
Right.
But hey, you're not good enough, kid. You're out. And I was like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I think I'm going to join the Marines. And I remember making the decision on a weekend and saying, okay, Monday I'm just going to go and enlist. They stood for everything that I stand for. It's a sense of regimen, a sense of discipline, a chance to be fit, a purpose in life. And a friend of mine was like, hey, man, we're going down to wrestling school. You've always talked about WWF.
So you were at that.
I was at the ledge.
Fork in the road.
Yes, and chose to go straight.
Wow.
and I was like, yeah, I'll try it out. As soon as I saw a physical ring, like, you know what? I'll stick it out here. I'll work my dead-end job to pay for my wrestling obsession. And it worked out.
John Cena, did you work at Gold's Gym?
I did.
You did work at Gold's.
And I did everything over there. I did everything from I would have shifts in the nutrition store where I sold supplements. I would have shifts at the turnstile checking people in. I would clean the bathrooms. Like I worked there to pay my bills, and it's not cheap to live out here. So,
man, now how do you keep your body together with your injury? How are you able to just kind of keep tight like that?
You move as soon as you can. I think a lot of people are conservative about how they move. I like to test the limits of medicine, and you move as soon as you can. And just because your arms hurt doesn't mean the rest of your body's hurt.
Well, I always have a scapegoat. I mean, dude, I went to the dentist. My wife is my witness, man. I went to the dentist, got my teeth clean, and they poked me in my gum. I didn't work out for like 7 months. Everybody was like, man, when you getting back in? I was like, man,
Not
you
ready.
know that dentist injury
It's not
that I
ready.
had. Man, how bad does one's body really hurt from wrestling? Because we had these conversations before, Sina, where you guys don't get a chance to heal.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it man, I'm maybe call me biased to our company, but I love where I work, and I'm me from having run the toughest schedule of anyone. Like I run faster than anyone. If I want time off, I ask for it. I just don't want it, and I think it's managing time and managing expectations. I know I need to do 5 performances a week, so I manage expectations and I find a way to work out, and it just takes investment in time. And if I want to keep that pace up, I'm gonna have to put more time in. As a younger kid, you can do it a lot easier. As you get a little bit longer in the tooth, it involves a little more preparation.
How long did it take to do American Grit?
It was 2 months to film and worth every second.
And were you working American Grit and going to?
No, I did my last event here in the Staples Center and then went off to do American Grit.
Man, now where did you guys do American Grit, the TV show, on Fox Thursday nights, ladies and
And I
gentlemen?
thank you for that.
Hello.
You are truly a pro. Eatonville, Washington, up in the Pacific Northwest. It was truly beautiful. We had Mount Rainier in the backdrop, and that's another thing that's different about the show, the landscapes. The show is enormous, and we have so much of a different perspective. It was cold, so it's not like it's a show that even you watch and you're like, gosh, man, this is.
What are some of the, without giving away anything, what are some of the like competitions that we'll see on American Grit?
I would say think basic training personified, and that's all the challenges that derive from military training. But as you know, they want people to get through basic training. They want to make it tough, but they want people to get through. So you're going to watch and you're going to be like, you know what? That's attainable. That's aspirational. But you're also going to be like, man, it's tough. Yeah, yeah. So we want people to understand that they can push themselves in that vein, but I don't think it's anything that anyone can't do.
Hey, yo, John, you was talking about The Rock and you working with him in the last couple of years. I need to know who I need to holler at about getting this money back for WrestleMania, because I flew out there. I don't know if it was your fault or somebody else. They billed the card as the last time we would ever see y'all together. And I spent my last.
Wait, they said it's the last time it'll be John Cena and The Rock together?
Yeah, and I spent my last $1,000 to fly out there, and I was like, oh my God, it was epic, and I cheated, I upgraded, I sat in somebody else's seat.
Yeah.
I got as close as I possibly could.
So it was epic. You had a great time.
Oh, it was epic.
All right. If I may,
Yeah.
revert back to some terminology that we use in our industry, card subject to change.
Yes.
And
That is true.
a little motto we have on Monday Night Raw that I'm sure you're very used to: never say never. You never know what's going to
Yeah,
happen.
never say never. You know what I'm saying?
I'm used to that.
Did you think that John Cena was going to give you $1,000 right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was a good try, though.
Yeah, well,
Well, I mean, you don't know if you don't ask.
right. Let me ask you
Yeah,
this. Did you
bro.
think that he was going to really give, I wouldn't even say 2 Fs. Did you think that he was going to give 1 F?
Maybe one.
about that?
At least one.
I just want to know if you had a good time, and you did.
I
So that's
did.
good.
I did. It was a real good show.
Being a superstar, you've had to hear some crazy stuff.
No, man, I guess I just I keep myself out of those situations.
Right.
I think it's all like if you in any successful entity, if you want trouble, you can find trouble. So I just try to stay out of trouble.
Because even in my career, I've heard some crazy stuff.
I'm sure you've had.
You know
Stop
what
looking
I'm
for
saying?
trouble.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even look for it. But I've heard and I'm like, man, who do you think I am, Cena? Sometimes, do you ever think sometimes, John Cena, when you walking down a platform in an arena, or when you see people, do you ever have that I'm John Cena moments where it's like, damn, dude, like I wanted this, and not braggadocious or I earned it, but
every single second. Like there's a little ritual that I do right before I go out the curtain, and it's just a personal reminder to myself of like, whoa, all these people are here to have a great time. If you have any bone in your body that is not ready to walk out there, turn around.
Wow.
And I always run out, and I always.
Do you have any rituals before you go out aside from that, like
Tic Tacs?
really?
I just kill Tic Tacs.
Yeah, I heard about that. So you do you have Tic Tacs any other time, or
No,
is it more just
literally just before I go out for a match?
like how many Tic Tacs are you doing? Packs or a couple?
Couple
or?
boxes. But it's spread out. It's not like I'm shotgunning Tic Tacs.
But why? Why do you think so?
For the same like sensation that people get when they smoke or they do like a habit like that. It's the like, okay, something's in my hand. I'm chewing on something. Okay, I'm busy. It's like you have to stay so amped for so long. and it's something that can just provide you with enough calm and serenity to be like, okay, not yet. All right, go, and then you go.
Damn, man, we had Roman Reigns in the neighborhood, right? And Roman Reigns said he used to get, or still, that he puts a lot of conditioner in his hair.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. And he said that was like a problem to other wrestlers.
It's like a Ghostbuster. It's slime to the point of it's slime. Yes.
And what's the other ones? The Uso brothers.
Yeah.
Do they put conditioner in their hair as well?
They do, but not as much.
But
as
not
Roman.
like Roman.
Yeah. Roman's.
Wow.
It's like heavy gel.
Right. Is there a thing where you kind of tell a cat like, man, like, are there some people that you like, okay, what you're doing here is a lot, what you're doing here is a lot, like, let's pull off a little bit.
The cool thing about our industry is it has a very quick learning curve.
Right.
So he probably found that out for himself.
What's the most embarrassing moment you've ever experienced? Whether it's fighting somebody or something happened to you?
I had an instance where I wrestled with food poisoning.
Oh, no.
And I can... I don't have to tell the end of the story. You kind of know how that works.
Oh no!
I had whatever I ate come back to haunt me from the north and from the south.
Oh, during the match?
And it was not when I was wearing cargo shorts. It was when I was wearing boots and tights. And I just so happened to be wearing a royal blue pinstripe and a Halloween orange bodied tight. So became a modern art masterpiece, really.
Man would have took it home, though.
So what do you do? Do you just have a person count you out, or
at that point when it becomes that ridiculous, you just
like, man, I'm gonna take the L today.
Show's over, everybody.
And so, but you got as many times as you do get out there and wrestle, I'm pretty sure you don't went out there with everything wrong with you. Your body being banged up, stomach ache, headache.
Sure, but like that's the allure of our audience, and that's the energy of our audience, and that's honestly like. You'll talk to people when I talk about the schedule. We do, any single performer does 200 to 250 shows a year.
Christ.
But like you say, what are you talking about? Like, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Like,
Does it get lonely though? Because I remember now that you got the queen, I'm pretty sure it doesn't get as lonely. But I remember just seeing you days, John, where it'd be nobody with you, and you would jump into like a rented car with no tinted windows and just drive off. And I'm like, man, but it's like thousands upon thousands of people screaming, and then the next morning or the day before you'll come to the station, it's like,
kicking it.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
It's just so fast. It really is, and that's the thing. I think people get caught up in the whirlwind. It's so fast, but at the end of the day. Myself and everybody, they do what they do because they love it, and we do that schedule because we love it. This is not a place to make money. This is a place to earn a living, and this is a place to make it a career passion. And you won't last long if you're just like, oh, I'd like to do that WWE thing because they pay good.
Right.
You really got to earn every step of the way, and you got to love going out there and doing it.
Was it at one point where I'm pretty sure at some point, it got to be cool now. But at some point, the money's got to be where you're like, man, it's more of a passion than a paycheck.
Since my very first paycheck, I couldn't believe someone would pay me to do what I was paying to do.
Really?
You got to keep in mind, I was paying to do this. I was paying someone in Southern California to learn how to do this, and I was paying them to do their little small shows in Orange County and San Diego and Tijuana. Like, I was paying for that. So to turn around and somebody be like, no, we're going to pay you. I'm like, joke's on you.
Yeah, I'm good to go. Woo, look at this, $32.
Yep. Yeah. So from the very first time I got that.
What about kids, or when you see people now, not even kids, but you see people now, man, and they just feel like everybody want to be a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that you dookie on somebody's dreams, but what does it take? And I know there's no blueprint
No, it takes that idea. I want to be a champion. It takes you walking around with your championship belt. It takes you guys having your favorites. Mm-hmm. It takes you having pride in the United States Championship. And if you have that much passion for it, it's attainable. There's not a certain body type. There's not a certain personality.
Right.
We deal in entertainment, and our fans are smart enough to identify with passion. And whether you like me or you don't, you can tell that I love what I do. And that's why I've been able to stay as long as I can. Mm-hmm. So there's not I'm not going to be like, hey, kid, you're too small, or hey, dude, you just don't have it. If you look within yourself and you want to make the sacrifices, it's going to be a long road. And for some people, like my development process was about 2.5 years. We just had a young gentleman who was trying to make it for 20 years and ended up finally making his WWE debut. So if you want it, it's there for the taking.
Is there any wrestlers you don't like? You don't have to say names.
No,
I
don't. And I think
Because I was going to ask you to say a name if you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you saw right.
But
through
I
that,
think we have a really good group of folks. A really good group of folks. It's I will say this: it's extremely competitive. Extremely competitive. So when you get on the treadmill, it's a fast run.
Yeah.
But I think everybody is very cordial.
What was the last so-called WrestleMania that you missed?
None.
Right.
Yeah. So it was like ever since 2002, I've been involved. So it was I was going to make this one.
Yeah, even if you had to come out like, man, he only has one arm, ladies and gentlemen, and look how he's coming out
to do this.
Yeah.
I'm good.
How many "You Can't See Me" shirts do you think that you owned in your life?
A lot.
Really? Now, do you buy Christmas gifts, or do you know that you could just take and autograph something and hand it to someone?
I know that, and I also think that they know that. So yes, I buy Christmas.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
What do you keep?
Nothing.
Not even like stuff from like WrestleMania? Or?
No, so many people have asked me about that. I have no memorabilia in my house. I have no memories in my house. I don't.
Wow. Do you have a storage area?
No. And it's simply because, one, I'm always thinking on what's next and what's forward. And
John, you have like not a lot of things, but you have nothing pretty much?
No.
You don't have any wrestlers' memorabilia, like signatures or anything?
No.
Wow.
No. And that does, I don't think that shortchanges people who have memorabilia.
Right, but not at all.
But
you don't keep nothing for yourself where it's like, man, this is the night I
lived all that stuff, man. Like, and that's the thing. I got to live it and experience it from the best seat in the house or the best perspective you can possibly imagine. And our business is so consuming and it is so fast that the times at home, I truly am away from the WWE.
So if I walk into John Cena's house, it doesn't look like John Cena's house. Like it wouldn't be like.
I know the perception you have of it,
right? And I don't have
the opposite of that.
Wow.
And it's strictly built so like as a mental escape. So when I come back, I miss it and I want to be involved in it. If I'm surrounded by the element and all of my accomplishments, sometimes you may look at yourself and go, well, what left is there? But I get a few days at home and it's different and it's away from the business and I come back, ready to headbutt the walls. All right, let's go.
What do you do when you get a few days off?
Man, I enjoy going out with the lady. I really do. I think that is my absolute favorite thing to do is to dress up and go on dates with Nicole. Because
you guys do that?
Yeah, we do. We have our spots that let us have our privacy, and I guess it's the concept of us both investing in our personal. Like she gets dolled up for me, I get dolled up for her, and we go out and have wine and conversation, and it's our time alone together. And I really love that.
Early on, did people think that the relationship was WWE put together?
I think so.
Right.
I think so. And man, it's just I'm in love. What can I say?
I heard that.
Oh my God, I love it.
Of course, all the ladies do. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I love it.
Oh. So cute.
Double wedding ceremony, probably. Hello. Thank you for coming in. And like I told you, now I have before we, I didn't even have kids when we were hanging out a lot too. Now my son is here. I kept telling him I know you.
Passing it on to generations.
Oh,
man.
my gosh. Tell me about it, boy.
That means we're getting old, kiddo.
No, yeah, you are. Yeah, man. Yes, you are, bro. John, you don't have any kids, huh?
I do not.
Well, take them. All right. That's John Cena, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget John Cena, American Grit.
Man.
Pleasure to see you,
As
my
always,
brother.
thanks, man.
It is Big Boy's Neighborhood.